Vine blocked the number and placed her phone upside down on the table. A stressed exhale left past her lips as she rubbed her temples. This was getting out of hand. She needed to do something about it. Joy, are you okay, Vine? Her colleague asked. Vine, yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Jay. She smiled and returned her attention to the cell phone. Apparently, she was chased by an unknown person. At first, she thought someone was just messing with her, and it was all in her head. She received texts from different numbers over the course of a few months. It was normal to get spam texts. She blocked them and ignored them simply. But suddenly, since last week, it started getting creepy. She felt like she was being chased at least 2 times while going back home after office within a week, and now she was receiving those texts again. Self obsessed crazy texts from someone about how they were going to complain her. She decided to seek professional help, maybe inform me to the cops or something. That was for the best after all. She went back to her work. But then, suddenly, she heard someone shouting her name. Ryan! The voice of a man was loud and unsettling. Heads turned, and the room fell silent as everyone stopped what they were doing. One looked up, her heart skipping a beat at the sudden attention. The man was unknown, someone she had never seen before, and for sure was not a part of the company. How did he come in then? Through the security gates? We need to talk, he said. There was something off and creepy about the man, and she clearly didn't like how he was causing a scene. Ryan, who are you? She asked as she stood up. How about we leave and talk? You'll know soon. Who am I? Sweet cheeks. He smirked and suddenly something snapped inside of Ryan. That nickname was the one she was receiving in every text message. Was he her stalker? He came forward and Ryan frowned. Ryan, leave before I call the security. The same security that didn't see me coming? He laughed, and that's when everyone knew he was an intruder and needed to be thrown out, so they informed the security instantly. Amre, get away from her. One of her co workers shouted, standing up. The stalker's head snapped in his direction, eyes blazing with anger. Stay out of this, he yelled, his voice coming through the room. He turned back to Ryan, his expression darkening. You're coming with me, whether you like it or not. Fear gripped Ryan as he lunged forward, grabbing her arm. She struggled to break free, panic settling in. Let go of me, she cried out, her voice shaking. The stalker's grip tightened on Vine's arm. You're making this harder than it needs to be, he hissed, pulling her closer. Get away from her! Another coworker yelled as he stepped forward to separate the two. Without warning, the stalker pulled out a knife, pressing it against Vine's neck. Stay back, or she gets hurt. He screamed. Everyone froze in place. That was something they didn't expect at a place like this. Told you, sweet cheeks, you're coming with me. Should have obeyed nicely. He sniffed her hair and Vine snuggled. He started to drag her towards the exit, but then his arm was suddenly pushed back with force. Once Vine was free, he was sent flying to the wall and had his head collided as it started to bleed. Vine instantly held her throat and found Jungkook standing right in front of her, like a protective wall. He was thrice her size, all muscles and powerful aura. Death screamed danger. He looked angry, and everyone stepped back. Everyone knew it was dangerous. He marched towards the stalker and gripped him by his neck and started to choke him. Jungkook, I'll make sure you won't even remember her name anymore. His eyes reflected madness and darkness as he choked the life out of the man. The security had arrived until then and somehow managed to separate him and the man right away, at the verge of his death. Jungkook, how the hell he got inside? You better have a nice explanation for this. He looked at the head guard angrily, who bowed and they left. Jungkook held Wine's lift and took her out of as well. Jungkook, everyone take a little break, clear your heads, and then get back to work. He ordered while leaving and took her back to his office. Wine, Jungkook, calm down, she said softly, placing a hand on his arm. Jungkook, are you okay? He checked her all over and looked her now with worried eyes. Wine, I am completely okay. You came on time. Jungkook, who was he? Wine, I should have told you earlier, but I was doubtful. I was receiving spam texts and today I decided to report it to cops and tell you, but this all happened. Jungkook, don't keep things. Even if they are just doubts, tell me next time immediately. Wine, so you can do what you did today? Jungkook held her chin and moved closer to her dangerously. Jungkook, did I not tell you, darling? Who claims you? He smirked and then kissed her. A month ago, Jungkook had proposed Mohan and she had agreed to the proposal. He was possessive about her. Everyone in the office knew better than to mess with her. She kissed him back and wrapped her arms around his neck while his arms smoothly secured around her waist. Jungkook, he did a mistake going afterwards mine. and now he'll pay for it. Vine, look at you, always being this possessive. He pecked her lips and took a seat, pulling her on his lap. Jungkook, stay here. Let me finish my work and then we're having dinner together. Vine, yes, my lord. She teased and brushed fingers through his hair as he did his work. Later onwards, Jungkook found out the man entered through using one of the employees' stolen ID card. He stricken the security and fired a few of them. No one was allowed to enter again using such cheap move. He also handed the man over to cops. Jungkook was really always possessive about her, and he was going to protect her from every harm, no matter what it was.